Hello everyone, this is Sheshe. Today we are making a card from the Sweet Peony card kit by Heartfelt Creations. Here I'm just showing you the inks we are using to ink up our flowers and leaves. So first I'm going to glue on some acetate. We're making a window card. Now the acetate does not come in the card kit, but you can provide your own acetate. At least I believe it doesn't come in the card kit. I don't remember seeing it, but I did cut out a piece for myself. So I'm gluing this on to my window. You can use some recycled packaging if you don't have any acetate. And I'm also going to glue on the layering piece for my window. It's a beautiful panel. And you just layer that up with the other base card. And then next you'll layer on the window. And there's also two pieces that go on each side of the window. It creates the little shutter. And what you'll need to do is trim off both ends of the pieces of this shutter just so that it's even on both sides. And what you'll do is tuck that underneath the window. So what I do in this case is I will just gently glue that down. It's not stuck all the way down permanently. I just give it a little bit of time so that when I do glue on my window piece, I have some wiggle room to get it just right. So now I'm just layering up the window. So now you see that I'm just sliding the shutter pieces. So everything's even. So for the inside there is a scenic piece so that it looks like there's an outside for your window. So I'm just gluing on that panel for the inside of the card. And then next I will glue on the bike and also the Best Wishes banner. Now if you would like to color in your bike, you can, but I just leave it plain. If you want to pop it up, you can too. But there are no additional pieces to pop up the bike. You'll need to provide that yourself. The banner just tucks in at the top and it goes across the little window. And now I'm going to speed up the video a little bit more to do some coloring of the flowers. Okay, we're going to mold the leaves for our flowers. So I'm just using a 6mm stylus to mold the leaves. It's very simple molding. We're not using the shaping molds today. We're just going to do it the old school way. So I'm just going to emboss a little bit of detail into my leaves, as you can see. And now we're going to continue using the 6mm stylus and give it a little bit of shape. I'm just going to slow it down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to put a little bit of pressure into each petal and give it a cupped up shape. And what you'll do is roll it between your two fingers for there's like 5 flowers on this card. So again, you're giving it pressure on each petal and giving it a cupped up shape, and you're rolling it between your two fingers when you're ready to glue. I do give it a little bit of spritz of water. If it's too wet, then you do give it time to dry. For now, I'm just molding all the flowers first, and then we will glue them together. For the biggest flower, you will need 2 flowers. For this flower, I do switch stylus for the 8mm, and I'm giving a little bit of pressure to give it that cupped up shape. I'm just mimicking the flowers that's on the card. Personally, I make my peonies a little bit different, but I like to do the card as it's shown on the picture. So for this style peony, I glue the edges of each petal, and for the 2 petals, I will then take a petal and tuck the petal over the 2 adjoining petals. So it's a little difficult to see, but hopefully between all the 5 flowers you'll see what I'm doing. But I'm rolling the flowers between my 2 fingers and giving it some glue on the edges. And then each flower petal, then I will glue on the next petal beside it, and it's all glued together when it's rolled. So it's like 2 beside it and then 1 over the 2 petals. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying and then see what I'm doing. So here I have 2 adjoining it and then 1 going over it. And that forms the bud. Then I'm rolling it to see if there's anything that needs to be tucked in and glued. And I'm setting that aside to dry. I'm doing the same thing with this flower, and I'll repeat the same steps with the remaining flowers. All of the buds except for the last bud have just one flower layer. And again, there's 5 flowers on this card. Now we're on the last flower. Again, this one has 2 layers. We'll start with the small bud in the center. Again, we're rolling it. It's the same process as the smaller flowers, but again, we're just doing 2 layers. Now I am giving it some glue at the bottom so that we can form the bigger flower. And then we'll give it some glue to glue on the other petals so that it's a 2-layer flower. And you'll need to allow this time to dry if you're using wet glue. For the little basket, we are going to lay down this leaf, these 2 little leaves right here. So one's going to lay down right here. On the card, and then we're going to take our little flowers and glue them on. So about 3 clusters of flowers will go on here. So I'm going to put one small flower. Right about here, like that. And then we'll have another flower like going this direction. And then we'll have the last flower going in this direction. So it looks like there's flowers in the basket of the bike. And then you let that dry. Okay, for this piece we're going to cut into this and cut that off. And then we're going to glue this onto our big flower right here. So I'm going to do that right here. So interesting how they come up with these designs. And then you can probably cut this other piece off right here. So it kind of looks like it's wrapped around the flower. Kind of give it some glue right around here. And then we're going to glue everything onto the card. And we can stick this leaf right about here underneath it. There's like a big leaf. Coming out. And then there's another flower coming right there for the other portion. Then we can give it some glitter. Okay, here's the finished card. It turned out so beautiful. And here is the inside, the scenic background. I just love Heartfelt Creations for creating scenes for your window cards. So I will link this kit in the description box below where I picked this up. So take care everyone and have a fabulous day.